So you want to buy a OnePlus, but you don't know whether to get the normal OnePlus 8 or get the OnePlus 8 Pro. Well, there are lots of differences between these two devices, but one of them is going to be the performance. So let's pitch the OnePlus 8 against the OnePlus 8 Pro. So we have the OnePlus 8 with the Snapdragon 865 on the left-hand side, running in full HD. We have the OnePlus 8 Pro, also with the Snapdragon 865 on the right-hand side, but it's running in 1440p. This is one of the big differences between the 8 and the 8 Pro, the screen resolution. So if you were to pick the 8 Pro and you were running in Quad HD, what's the performance going to be like compared to the sibling OnePlus 8? And as I'm saying that, we're already into the compression test and it's looking pretty even at the moment. Let's see which one comes out of this test first, which I'm going to be, oh, absolutely neck and neck at this moment as we go into the 16 thread test. I think even with a high-speed camera, you couldn't divide down to the frames what the difference was between those two. And now what we're going to see, oh, a slight lead by the OnePlus 8, the normal OnePlus 8 with a fraction of a second in the lead there as we're now into the blur test, which of course is the beginning of the mixed CPU GPU, but they seem to be still neck and neck at this moment as we're into the infinite scrolling list. We're going to have the smoke particle test coming up any moment where we're going to see the frame rate. This will tell us, is there any big difference here on the 2D? 28, 29, 29. Yep, it's pretty much even as they both go into units. Who's going to render first? On the left-hand side, the OnePlus 8 started rendering just slightly quicker there on the left-hand side. So it's got a slight lead now over the OnePlus 8 Pro. It's down to the water. They're both down to the water. It's got to the end of the valley. Yes, it has. So the OnePlus 8 is going into the Unreal test first. It's already rendering. Now the OnePlus 8 Pro is rendering. So I think we're going to see a win by the normal OnePlus 8 running in full HD. There we go. 1 minute 27.5 and 1 minute 30.2. Okay, let's break down those scores and see exactly what happened. So as we saw there, the normal OnePlus 8 came in the victor, 1 minute 27.5, and then 2.7 seconds later came in the OnePlus 8 Pro, running of course in 1440p, 1 minute 30.2. So what happened? Well, CPU 38.9 versus 39.1, very close, 0.2 of a second between them, so not much to say there, except for of course a win by the OnePlus 8. And then when we get to the mixed CPU GPU, 22.5 versus 22.6, so again, not much to say there. Absolutely, these could be exactly the same device, 0.1 seconds between them, but of course importantly a win by the OnePlus 8. But we can see the real difference here when we get to the GPU, all that rendering, all those pixels that need to be pushing around the screen, 26 seconds for the OnePlus 8 in full HD, 28.4 seconds for the OnePlus 8 Pro in Quad HD. So that's where the major difference is there. When you add them all up, it becomes a 2.7 seconds difference, 1 minute 27.5 for the OnePlus 8. My name's Gary Sims, this is SpeedTest G. I really hope you enjoyed this test between the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like these kind of tests, why not stick around by subscribing to the channel? Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.